Hey guys, this is silverlava and welcome to Room to Room Developer Commentary. In this short series, we're going to be going through all 40 rooms of my new map and showing how to complete them and what my thoughts are on them. In this first episode, we're going to be doing rooms 1 through 8, and we'll be doing 8 rooms per episode. So, there'll be 5 episodes with 8 rooms per episode. The last episode will be rooms 33 to 40. And also, in the description, if you're looking for how to get a specific room, then there'll be links to the times that I go over all those rooms. So, for example, if you're looking for how to get through just room 4, you can look in the description and go to the time that I go over room 4. Alright, so starting off with the spawning platform, it's 20 by 20, which is the spawning area for multiplayer. So if you play this map in multiplayer, everyone will spawn on this platform. Over here we have the settings, and if I go back behind them, just 6 command blocks. And if you really care, you can pause the video to see what they all are. That just makes sure all the settings are good. And if I go over here, this is a note. Tip: this map greatly rewards observant people and people that know a lot about Minecraft mechanics. So yeah, I'll be going over specific places in the map where I'm thinking when I wrote this. This definitely does help to know Minecraft mechanics and be very observant. A lot of the rooms will go a lot faster for people that know how to look at things. Yeah, for people that know how to look at things. If you don't know how to look at things, then unfortunately this map is going to take a lot longer for you, especially if by not looking at things it means you're blind. I'm not even sure what you're doing watching this video if you're blind, but anyway, I'm gonna stay focused here because otherwise stuff will happen. Alright, so this is just for recording people. I wanted people to start recording up here because of course you have to jump down into the water for the first room, but since the rooms keep repeating, I didn't want people to start recording down there just because then people watching would be confused when they jumped down into the second room through the water. So that's just to make sure, and see why in a bit. That's just you'll see why in the next room, in room 2, when you jump down. Alright, so moving on to room 1. Room 01, enter. If you go down here, this is down here. This is the starting sign. This explains what the map is. If you're watching this, you should have already done the map, or you're completely stuck on a room. Don't watch this if you haven't done the map yet, because this is going to be obviously spoilers. So if you've already played the map, you should have read all this. I'll go over changes to these signs in the next room, but you should know what that says before anyway. I'll scan through it. I'll just stand here if you really want to know. There you go. And this room is pretty simple, not really any changes to go over, and if you need a tutorial on this room, then you need more help than I can provide. But all you have to do is press this button over here, and we're good. Alright, room number 2. Same exact thing as room 1. If you jump down here, you land in water, and it looks very similar to room 1, but I will go over all the changes. So the first change is obviously this sign. See if you can spell all the changes. This sign for 1, and as I was watching videos for this, a lot of people just scanned this, said nope, no changes, and went over here. There are a few very, very subtle changes. So the first one is this used to be puzzle/adventure map. It's now puzzle or adventure map. Another one is up here. This used to only be one underline, and now there's one above and then one below the first underline. Alright, and then over here, this sign is still completely pointless. It used to be this sign is completely pointless. And then, of course, OMG, this sign says something different now. Amazing. It used to say, OMG, this sign has words on it. And subtle, the definition for subtle, adjective, so delicate or precise as to be difficult to analyze or describe. I just typed subtle definition into Google, and that's where I got that definition, so I gave credit to Google. You don't need to give credit, but I decided to do that anyway, so there you go. That's what that meant if you were confused why it said Google there. And the final change is that this light was added. This light was not here in the first room. But other than that, that's all the changes. And then, of course, the way to complete the room is pretty easy. You just press this button. It's changed to the side just to show, how the rooms could change throughout the map. The slightest change ever. Alright, and that just takes you to room 3. Alright, moving on to room 3. Again, jumping down. Same exact distance as rooms 1 and 2. And changes for this room is quite a lot. I won't go over all of them, but you'll probably get the gist of it. See if you can spot all the changes. This sign for one is just like, you might call it text speak. I replaced the word C with the letter C, the word U with the letter U. I removed some of the vowels and changes, and replaced one with number 1. Over here, this now says you know the name by now. I hope you do by this point in the map. So this just says, welcome to this map. This is a puzzle map where there's a goal you hopefully already know, because, you know, if you don't know that you're supposed to find the button with the lapis block with the button on it, then how the heck did you get here? Anyway, the rest of this just explains what was on the different signs. So, like, what was on the different signs in the first room. So this was the concept explanation, this is the pointless sign, settled definition, the sign explanation, and made by the person who made it. And this is kind of a joke here. This isn't the first room, or is it? No, it's not. This is the third room. This is also a joke, something about being allowed to break blocks, because this used to say, I assume you know not to break blocks. So this is just a joke, I don't know. Just supposed to get a laugh out of people, which it did. And amazing sign, just, you know, explaining what was on the sign like all the other signs. Now, something I find funny about this room is a lot of people come over here and they say, wait, where's the lapis block? And then they walk back over here, and they don't even press the button. It's hilarious. Most people did that when I was watching videos on the map. But really, all you have to do is press the button, fall down here, and there's the lapis button. Alright, this is room 4. Same distance, except now, as you may have seen, as I fell past, there was an indent there. If we come up here, this just explains that when you die, you'll respawn at the start of the room, and you're not allowed to do /kill. You have to find other ways to kill yourself. Now, this button, instead of having a lapis block down there, as it did in the last room, now just has lava at the bottom, so you, like the sign said, can kill yourself and respawn at the start of room 4. And that is in case you missed this, which you should the first time, since you don't know it's there. But the second time, now that you know it's there, you can easily fall down and catch the side of it, and you're able to press the button. Alright, room number 5. Since you just played the last stream, you should look there and see that there was an indent in the wall, but just in case you don't, you would fall down here and see that there's a block in the way, and you can see that button in the back there. This is the exact same thing as the last room. It kills you, so you're able to respawn, so that you have a second chance to hit the lever. And if we do hit the lever, by just hugging the wall, falling and hitting the side, we hit that, and if we fall quick enough, we should be able to see that block going down. There you go. And we can step into this room and press this button. Alright, so room 6. This is the room that I named the beta room while I was making the map. As you can see, when we press the button to end room 5, we got this tip right here. This isn't the beta version of the map. And that is because when I was making this map, I decided I wanted to make sure people would like the concept, so I uploaded a beta version. And this was the last room in the beta version. So we fall down here. If you may have noticed, by the way, that the fall is actually started to get shorter now. And this is just lava, but we'll get back to that in a second here. And then these signs, like I said, if you've played the map, you would have read all these signs, but most people didn't read these signs because they, you know, it's a lot of reading. You just read like the signs in rooms 1 and 2, so you didn't want to read this. If you actually read through all this top layer, you get down here. One last thing, if the map description said this map is completed, then there may be more to this room than you think. Good luck on the rest of the map, future people. So that means that when the map is completed, this would stay here, and it was, and it did. So there is more to this room, and the way you complete this room is by going into the lava, and below the lava there's water, which puts out the fire and allows you to fall through. And most people find this by just like trying to figure out what the button is. They kill themselves thinking it's back on top, and then they end up not killing themselves because they fall through the lava. So there you go, the button's just right down here in room 6, and moving on to room 7. Alright, room 7, the immediate thing you notice is that there's blocks in the way, right here. So if you fall down here, you can go from 1 to 1, or you can just aim for the water and fall all the way down to it, like right here, fall, if you don't miss, that is. Kind of like a dropper thing. I'll just go down because that's easier. And there we go. So we get down here, and there is a passageway into this room, as well as that button still is there. This is just stuff on the beta room like notes on what the sign said the last time. This is talking about my joke, and this is congrats on realizing this isn't the beta, because for all I knew, there was going to be people that saw the beta room and decided that to end the map there, not realizing there was a way out of it. So congratulations to people who didn't do that. And in the blast room, I misspelled the word purpose. I think I spelled it P-U-R-P-O-U-S, but it's actually spelled like this. And so I corrected this, and a few people corrected me when they played the beta version. So I put those signs there to thank those people, annoyingly. It actually wasn't too many people. It wasn't almost everyone. It was like 1 or 2 people that noticed, but I was angry at them, so anyway, we are going to go and complete this room now. Yes, okay. So as we went through the rooms, you might have noticed that there's just lights out of the ceiling. That keeps happening. It's not that important. Going down here, though, there's more lava, and you fall through into water again. This sign, if you couldn't read this, just says, this puzzle is a lot easier if you have 2 people. And if you have 1 person, you can turn and run. But actually, there's a much easier way to do that. I haven't seen anyone do it. You can just back up. Press the button and the back arrow at the exact same time. Back up and jump. And you can make it through without even running. Now, this is a lot easier if you have 2 people, because obviously you can have 1 person press the button while the other is standing right there against it. And that doesn't help in this room. And you can also like have the other person come over here, press the button to let the other person out, but that doesn't matter, at least in this room, because the button's right here, and that'll teleport both people. Alright, room 8, this is the last room going over in this video. In this one, you'll notice there's blocks here, except now they're kind of a staircase, at least halfway down. But once we get to about here, the blocks start to be seemingly random. So if we go through this, kind of the same way we did the last room, by just, falling through them like the dropper, we get in here, and you can see this room is actually closed off for right now. Then if you press this button, you fall into the water, and we have the exact same puzzle as in the last room. So, like I said in the last room, you can push this and just back up to get out of it. It's a lot easier than sprinting. And over here, instead of a lapis block, we just have an iron block with another button on it. And this button, if you watch over there when I press this, it actually just takes those 2 blocks away. Makes them air, so you can walk through here, up the staircase, and up into this room. This is the room that was closed off before. And you can see in here there's a lever, and this lets you out, but like the sign says, it does more than let you out. Now, this is one of the puzzles that stumped a lot of people. You're supposed to walk out here and immediately notice that this is actually parkour that can lead you back up. If I were to look behind me at the beginning up there, you would have seen that there was a button. Most people did not look behind them, so I didn't. I totally didn't forget to look behind me while I was up there. But all you have to do is make it all the way up this parkour. And the lever down there has also unlocked a room up there, I guess. It's more like a hallway. But it unlocked that so you can get to the button. So you had to come down here, flip the lever, and then go back up and get to the button. And that parkour is not that hard, although it's not brag, it's true. I'm better at parkour than most people, so during this map, there might be a few sections of parkour that are harder than I think they are, but they should all be relatively doable. And like I said, there used to be just a block right here, but this went down into a piston and revealed this button. And one last thing about this room, there's no 0 before the 8. That was completely unintentional. I didn't even know until some people pointed it out who were recording it. So thanks for letting me know. That was a completely unintentional change, and it actually comes back in room 9. I can show you that if we complete the room. It just comes back in room 9. So that was unintentional. So there you go. That's some trivia about the sign there. And that is all that's going to be happening in this episode. Maybe in a few days I will upload the second part, which will be rooms 9 through 16. If you got stuck in any of those rooms, you wanted to know more about them, you can watch that. But for now, thank you for watching episode 1 of Room to Room Developer Commentary. My name is silverlava, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.